Welcome back to my journey in No Man's Sky. Today we're gonna fix up a weapon and then we're gonna head out to a new system. Alright, so it happened again. I've just found a weapon with 18 slots instead of 16. So I already dismantled everything in my last weapon and going for this one now. And dismantle everything in here as well. It's all out of order. It's +2s and 3s when maybe we can leave that +3 there. Yeah, everything else though is wrong, so at least we'll get to salvage the materials for that. Alright, so I'll go back to my ship because I'm not close enough to actually interact with the materials in there. Where is it? Alright, there it is. I'll call it. Surely I must have the materials to make a bypass ship. Yes. Alright. Alright, so we have an intensifier. Put coolant. I'll need some iridium for the combat amplifier omega. Put the bull cast stuff here. Wide shot. Iridium for the impact damage. Some plutonium. I need another 2 neutrino module for that. Alright, I really want this back, so I need copper, aluminum. I know where to get aluminum. And yeah, so I'm gonna go to the previous planet, get that, and we'll be all set up. I'll just discover the little bit that's left here, and I'll see you there. Alright, so while I was looking for aluminum, I found this guy, and I solved the riddle. He gave me a warp reactor core 2, and this hyperdrive benefits from advanced fusion that brings Starship to higher warp speed and intensity. Users will become able to leap deeper into space and into more distant planetary systems. Warp core output capped to avoid certain core meltdown. Uncontained thorium-9 or themium-9 fusion and death. User is invited to access hyperdrive system through galactic map. So yeah, we're gonna be able to get even further. 600 nickel and 800 aluminum. So I'm in the right place, I guess. I'm gonna need 4 antimatter and a bunch of other stuff just to make those dynamic resonators. So yeah, this is a decent project. I think I could buy those dynamic resonators, but I think I'm gonna fabricate them just because I like fabricating stuff. I like gathering stuff. This is probably a perfect game for me. Alright, so we got more than enough aluminum now for our +4 impact damage Omega. Wonder what else we can make. Do a +3 recoil reduction. I don't think this planet has any zinc. No. Alright, I'll just get a bit of iridium here and we'll do our recoil reduction. Alright, so we got our zinc. So we're ready to make our recoil reduction attachment. Let's see how that works. Oh yeah, that's way better. Usually it got so much knockback that you tilt all the way up here. Alright, so I think our next project, yeah, warp reaction tau, which is the second version of this one. Alright, so while I was looking for nickel to make a warp reactor 2, I came across this ship and it has a warp reactor 3. So I guess the plans are changing, and I'll be making one more dynamic resonator, and then be finding more gold and emerald, and then guess we're making warp reactor 3 instead. Awesome. Alright, so what do we have to make this thing? We need more gold and emerald. 500 more emerald and 133 more gold. I got the 1,000 emerald and the 1,000 gold and 3 dynamic resonators, so I can make my level 3 warp reactor. We'll destroy this one. Maybe at some point we'll have a bunch of them running together. I don't know, but I don't think we need to go that far. Let's go ahead and make this. And we're gonna test it in a moment, see how far we can go with this thing. So I spend about 9 minutes figuring out the menu, figuring out how I could go to the previous system I was in,
go to the
realizing that I can figure out where there was other discoveries and who made them, and deciding whether I want to go through the regular path, go back to my previous system, or go towards the direction where another player has discovered something. Also, I really realized that there was different classes of star system, and that there was moons in the next system, and I was contemplating all the different possibilities, just kind of questioning everything. No, what the hell? Let's go where the other guy discovered stuff. Maybe I'll actually have somebody to play this with, but I don't know. Supposedly it's really hard to meet up with other people, but this has been discovered by someone, so I should be able to interact with them. Clash G, what does that mean? Clash 6 planets. Well, let's try it. Engage. If anything, I'll have less stuff to discover. You'll discover it for me. Suppose I'll cut into my money a little bit, but not enough that should matter. Oh, I get to land on a moon. Okay. I think it's a moon. Yeah. This is when you land on a moon. Really would have been even more awesome if they had different gravities. The bigger planets wouldn't have been able to lift off of. The Viking, okay. I guess I'm gonna be meeting them. This moon is radioactive. The monolith stands silent on the planet's surface. It does not belong here, neither do I. There is a shimmer, and then the vision of the red orb returns. The Atlas, it speaks to me again. Again, I feel the half elation, half terror that I have met my creator. The Atlas offers me guidance, purpose, meaning, significance in an uncarrying. So what I didn't realize here is there's a message at the bottom of the screen that pretty much tells me I'm supposed to go somewhere. Its orders. And I've been given an order. gives me a warp cell. It's like, keep on going. It looked like a wound on the world, crimson and ragged edged, like something that once lived but was then torn asunder. I should have stayed away. Had I the sense to taste the air of this planet, I imagine it would have reeked with some kind of alien fetor, but nothing could stall my curiosity. Was it dead? Where I touched it, the surface was moist and yielding. It seemed to become motile, then crawling on a mat of slow cilia, moving from me. I should have left it alone. So here I actually noticed that on the bottom right side says your destiny lies beyond. Press down on the D-pad to go to the nice. Hyperdrive menu. So I'm going to I go to investigate it. So right here, I'm kind of freaked out because I'm wondering, is this like the Atlas the end of the game? But I realize now that it's more like a kind of a waypoint where I guess I interact with the Atlas at a range. It's not the center of the universe. I'm confused. They have something. No, the eyes are on the side of their faces. Oh, I got the word interloper. The warrior nostrils flare as I approach. It inhales deeply and barks out what could be a warning. I hurriedly mind that I am peaceful and I know little of its kind or language. It takes a second to think, then suddenly grabs my multi-tool while barking again into my visor, streaking with saliva. It points at the indicator that shows which element I carry. I do not do my best to keep calm. The warrior grunt. It teaches me some of its language. I land on this planet and I find out that it's pretty barren and empty. There's not much left to discover, but there is some resources, so I stock up on them. that's some kind of element. When I land on this planet, it says that it's a strain on life support. It has low atmosphere. So it's not hostile other than the lack of atmosphere. And it did make a couple discoveries, so or one discovery, so I have access to this. I suppose they really ought to show us like what they've discovered, at least. Like, discovered all of these, so let's see, maybe I can discover one. Okay, I can still make my own discoveries. Only reason I could see coming back here is if I need some of the materials on this planet. It's pretty dead. It's time to offload all these goodies. 14 of them. Nice. As I travel this planet, I find out that there's copper deposits, gold and titanium crystals. I stockpile the gold, and I gather up titanium to make lemium. I also scan all the rock formations and plants while I pass them by. Yeah, so this planet experiences storms, which is kind of awesome. They've got some really nice animation, wind blowing, and the temperature goes up when there's a storm. I wonder if this would help. Oh yeah. I'm safe in the drop pod. Yeah, you know, it's not meant for combat, so there we go. Well, I explored this planet pretty well. I mean, I've gathered a lot of resources. I haven't been to a lot of waypoints. I've scanned stuff. But it's not like this planet actually gives a big reward if you actually find everything. And yeah, it's just a bunch of rocks and plants. It's no animals. Some moons, so I'll call it Wabble. Well, I think we're going to call it here. Next time we'll continue on in this system, and we'll explore the other planet, and 2 moons I believe is left.